Shana Tova, we invite you to take your seats.
I'm just like...
Shana Tova, please come in and take your seats. Our service is about to begin. Shana Tova. We have to do better than that. It is a beautiful morning. We are fully into the first day of the new year. Let's welcome that in together with Ruach, with Spirit. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
That sounded beautiful. Friends, if you're still looking for seats, not surprisingly, the front two rows are completely available. So come join us up here. Best seats in the house. We'd love to have you. Wherever you are, we invite you to welcome one another into the new year with joy, with warmth, so we can fill our sanctuary with that same spirit of joy and welcome. So we invite you to turn to one another, wish each other Shana Tova, introduce yourselves if you don't know each other.
Same. I'm Caroline. Shana Tova. I think it's just like once you're up here, then everything starts to like dying out of you. It's just a mental game.
And also, there's so much happening that I can't hear in like volume, so I'm listening louder than I need to.
It's okay. They have someone on the mic, so if someone's too loud, they'll suggest that they stop. True. Yeah, no one here's actually gonna notice. Everyone here's usually.
As we move forward into our service, just a few words of instruction and invitation. First, should you need any assistance for any reason, please know that our ushers and greeters and security team are all here to be of help in whatever way you need. They're posted all around our sanctuary. Take a moment to notice where the emergency exits are, just in case we need them for some unexpected reason. And know that we are here together to be one community, unified as we bring in the new year. There is a powerful force that you have probably on you right now that wants us not to be unified, and it is your cell phone. So we invite you to do what you can to not allow your cell phone to take you away. Rather, to silence it, or if you are daring, as we like to say, to turn it off entirely, and allow yourself to be fully here with us on Rosh Hashanah. Whatever it is that's beckoning you on that phone will still be beckoning you in an hour and 15 minutes, I promise. So just know that we have the choice of how we want this experience to be. We invite you to be partners with us in helping us make that a whole and holy time. A teaching with which to frame our experience this morning. It's called The Globe and the Face. Once there was a young student who found a large map of the world in the newspaper. The student was very curious about the map, so she took it to her teacher. The teacher, being intelligent as she was, thought of a way to challenge the student. The teacher took the map of the globe and tore it into many, many pieces. Small fragments of the paper fell to the floor all around the student's feet. The teacher then took a roll of Scotch tape and handed it to the student, challenging her to put the map of the world back together. The teacher then returned to her work, and the student got down on the floor and in an amazingly short period of time completed the assignment. She had correctly taped all of the pieces together, making a map once again of the entire world whole. Only minutes ago, many pieces of the image of the world were torn apart and strewn across the floor, and now once again it was complete, whole. The teacher, curious, asked the student, "How were you able to reassemble that so quickly?" The student's response was short and to the point. She said, "There was a picture of a person on the back side. I repaired that one person, and the whole world got fixed too." The High Holy Days invite us into this same sacred task of repair, in deep belief that if each of us can perform acts of teshuvah, of repair, of ourselves and our relationships, that our whole world might be repaired as well. In that spirit of our greatest potential, we enter into our worship. We'll begin on page 19, the bottom of the page. If you're feeling able, please rise for Baruch Hu. Let's continue together in the English on page 20. Praised are you, Adonai, ruler of the universe. In your mercy you make light shine over the earth and all its inhabitants, and in your goodness you renew day by day the work of creation. How great are your works, O God! In wisdom you have made them all. The heavens declare your glory. The earth reveals your creative power. You form light and darkness, bring harmony into nature and peace to the human heart. Shine a new light over Zion. May we soon see its glow. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of light. We continue singing Shema on page 22. We'll join together in singing words of Torah, Ve'ahavta, in the middle of that page.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadabarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzalecha hayom ha'levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shivtecha bebeitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ושרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
In the middle of page 23, in just a moment, we'll join together singing Mi Chamocha, our song celebrating freedom and redemption. As you may know, our ancestors sung this song, as it's told in Torah, upon their exodus from Egypt. Most of us imagine that they sang this song once they crossed over through the sea and became safe on the other side, leaving their Egyptian pursuers behind, only singing when they knew the result of the story and that their freedom could be actively experienced. Interestingly, a deep look at this song in the text tells us that they didn't sing it once they were across, but rather in the midst of their walking, before they knew what the result would be. And that gives us a little bit of insight about freedom and how we might celebrate it, pray for it, even yearn for it before we know what the result might be. We can celebrate, we can yearn, we can even be free in the midst of the journey. So let's sing together, Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, morat ha'ilon oseh v'eleh. Adonai imo le'olam va'ed.
We turn to page 24. There we find the Amidah, our standing prayer. If you are feeling able, we invite you to rise, but we join in body or in spirit, rising for the words of HaTfilah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham,
ילדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר הסייעות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים מלך חפץ בחיים והודנו לספר החיים למען האלוהים חיים והודנו לספר החיים למען האלוהים חיים.
מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני. מגן אברהם עזרת שרה.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים רופא חולים, ומציל אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Please be seated. Let's continue responsively with Unatana Tokef on page 26. On Rosh Hashanah we reflect, on Yom Kippur we consider, who shall live for the sake of others, who shall leave a heritage of life, who shall burn with the fires of greed, who shall drown in the waters of despair, whose hunger shall be for good, who shall thirst for justice and right, whose tongue shall cause pain and discord, whose words shall make for peace, who shall be plagued by fear of the world, who shall strangle for lack of friends, who shall rest at the end of the day, who lies sleepless on a bed of pain, who shall go forth in the quest for truth, who shall be locked in a prison of self, who shall be serene in every storm, who shall be troubled by the passing breeze, who shall be poor in the midst of possessions, who shall be rich, content with their lot. Repentance, prayer, and charity return us to our God. Forgiven the past, renewed for tomorrow, may we go forth to a year of great goodness.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are His story in song.
We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to
protect this train from generation to generation. Vador, Vador, these lips will praise your name.
It's hard not to experience appreciation and gratitude anytime we are in community, anytime we get to hear the incredible voices and gifts of Sela bringing us those powerful words of Vador, Vador so beautifully in song. And that moves us in our service into a place of cultivating intentional gratitude, intentional appreciation in our prayers, in our hearts, and in our souls. A gratitude that we imagine might be so powerful that it could illuminate this space in which we sit and shine outwardly into the world, a powerful force in itself for transformation. So take a moment before we join together in singing Sela, which is on page 29, 6 lines up from the bottom in the Hebrew, and think about something for which you are grateful right here, right now. Could be something big, majestic. Could be something as simple as being here in community. Let that be your heart's melody, the foundation to support the words as we sing together. In that state of our hearts being full, we move forward always from gratitude to peace. And just as this candle remains lit, symbolizing our hopes, our prayers that we direct towards Eretz Yisrael and Am Yisrael, toward all of our brothers and our sisters, toward a yearning for the return of the hostages, toward a yearning for safety and shelter for all of those fighting for security, for peace. We also turn to all of those in need of peace, all of those out there in the world, but also a peace within ourselves. The most expansive peace and the most personal peace, all wrapped up into one word, shalom. It doesn't just mean peace, it also means wholeness. For that we pray. Let's join together in singing Sim Shalom, page 30.
Sim Shalom, Torah, Uvracha, Sim Shalom, Torah, Uvracha, Sim Shalom, Torah, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Ein Chesed, Ein Chesed Berachamim. Ein Chesed, Ein Chesed Berachamim. Berachamim. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha.
A few moments for our own silent and personal meditation. You can close your machzorim for just a few minutes. As you likely know, in a Vador service, there is not a sermon. You could cheer if you want for that. We know you. We know us too. We tell a story, but the stories we share in this service are meant to not just keep us on the surface of our lives, but invite us into the deeper, more profound themes of our existence. So I invite you to choose to hear this story, not just as your head receives it, but as your heart does this day as well. Peace unto you and to your kingdom, your majesty. Everywhere she went, people greeted the queen with these words, peace unto you and to your kingdom, your majesty. For her entire life, from the days before she even understood the words, everyone who saw her would say the same thing, peace unto you and to your kingdom, your majesty. Her advisors at the court, foreign dignitaries, even common people in the street, always a heartfelt peace unto you and your kingdom, your majesty. It had been this way for generations. This is how royalty was always greeted. What better blessing, what fonder hope could there be? But the truth was that this queen had never known peace. Of course, there had been moments of peace, but true peace, widespread peace, enduring peace, no, never. And it wasn't just with this queen, of course. She read her histories, and she knew that each of her ancestors had much the same story to tell. Some faced times of outright war or national disaster. Some lived in more tranquil times, but none had ever known complete peace. There hadn't been a single day when there wasn't a war or a fight or a struggle somewhere in the realm, not ever. The queen was distressed. Everyone in the kingdom professed to love peace, but they were talking about a fantasy, a dream. How could you claim to love peace when you had never really seen it? Why would you keep wishing peace on each other when it seemed that peace would never come? Was it even possible, she wondered? The more history she would read and the more she looked at the world around her, the less the queen could conceive of this peace. She started to realize that she didn't even really know what peace meant. She couldn't even imagine peace, true peace, and she had no clue what that could look like. So she became obsessed with one singular goal, to have at least an image, a vision of peace, to know what exactly she was striving for. She asked her advisors to try to help her, to show her, to imagine for her what peace could be, what the world would look like if everyone was at peace. But none of them could do it either. Haunted by this notion that she didn't even understand, she couldn't fully imagine peace, she started asking everyone from all walks of life to explain it to her. Teachers, scientists, religious leaders, none of them could do it. They all said that they could, but when push actually came to shove, no one could come up with an answer. And the queen couldn't sleep. She had been raised being taught that peace was the ultimate good, that peace was the standard by which she'd be judged, that peace was what was most needed in this world. But now it seemed impossible. How could she bring what she couldn't even dream of? So desperate, she turned now to artists. She announced a contest throughout the land. The artist who could make a painting of peace, the person who could at least show through art what peace might really look like, might actually feel like. they would be given a reward wilder and richer and more glorious than their wilder dreams. There were no shortage of entries. Every artist wanted to take a shot at making this wonderful, sacred work. Artist after artist, painting, sculpture, what have you, all came through the Queen's court. "Peace unto you and your kingdom, your majesty," they'd say as they showed off their creations. They were beautiful, the most vivid, lush, pastoral scenes rendered with the finest skill. Rolling landscapes covered in wildflowers, colors practically jumping off the canvas, the most perfect blue skies. Children, in many of them, playing, laughing as their parents beamed from afar. One had a musician sitting on a rock offering lullabies to lions and lambs laying down together. Birds in graceful flight, trees bearing fruit big enough to feed the world. Each painting, each artwork more stunning than the last. But each one not quite right. Each one looked like an unattainable fantasy world. And so each one made the Queen feel even more sure that in the real world, true peace could not exist. Then, when the Queen was ready to give up hope, in walked an elder, wizened, frail. In her hand was a canvas covered in gray upon gray. "Peace unto you and to your kingdom, your majesty," as she revealed a painting unlike any the Queen had yet seen. It was a painting of a storm-tossed shore. A moon was barely visible, covered as it was by a thick gray storm cloud. Rain poured down, and wind churned up the sea into an angry assault on the shore. Waves raged and crashed into the cliffs, which almost seemed to shiver from the cold. Except for one spot. In the corner, tucked away, there was a warm glow of light. And as the Queen looked more closely, she saw in that corner, wedged into a crevice in the cliff wall, a small cave, probably dug out by the force of the endless tide. And in that cave, a small fire. Huddled around the fire was a mother cradling her child. Their back to the sea, the child only saw warm flames. And the mother only saw the face of her child, eyes lit up from the fire reflecting in them. Together, shielded and protected, they looked content, at peace. "Your Majesty," the elder said, "peace is not found in a perfect world, for such a world has never existed. There is always a storm raging just outside our door. Peace, my Queen, will only be found in a shelter from the storm." "Peace unto you, my teacher," said the Queen to the artist. "Peace unto us all, as we take shelter from the storm together." Let's reopen our Machzarim to Avinu Malkeinu. This cry for shelter that our ancestors have beckoned and that we beckon as well, calling to us throughout all of our generations. Page 31, will you please rise? We're going this way. Okay, come on this side. Come on. Yeah. Okay, ready, guys? Take it. Pull it open. Good job. Let's join together responsively on that page. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu Ve'al Olaleinu Vitapenu. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our children. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Dever Vecherev Ve'ra'av Me Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to sickness, war, and famine. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Kol Tsar Umastin Me Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to all oppression. Avinu Malkeinu, Kodvenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of life and righteousness. Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, bring us a good new year. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Va'anenu, Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim, Aseh Imanu Tzedakah V'Chesed, V'Hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, be kind to us and answer us, though we have little merit. Treat us generously and with kindness, and be our help.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Olenu Aleinu, Tiei Banu Masim, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'Chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'Chesed, V'Hoshienu. Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'Chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedakah v'Chesed, V'Hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Olenu Aleinu, Tiei Banu Masim.
Adonai, Adonai, God is merciful, gracious, endlessly patient, loving, and true, showing mercy to thousands, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin, and granting pardon.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'Norah Shemo. Adonai hagedula ve'hagevura ve'hatiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahon ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz lecha Adonai hamamlacha ve'amit na'aseh lechol Rosh. מציון צאצאי תורה ומעלי בירושלים 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 ברור שאתה תורה לעמו ישראל ברור שאתה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושה ציון צאצאי תורה ומעלי בירושלים מציון צאצאי תורה ומעלי בירושלים מציון צאצאי תורה ומעלי בירושלים מציון צאצאי תורה ומעלי בירושלים ברור שאתה תורה לעמו ישראל ברור שאתה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים ותגל הארץ יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים 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 השמיים יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים ותגל הארץ יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים 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 השמיים יזבחו השמיים יזבחו השמיים ותגל
We arrive now at our Torah reading. You can follow along with it. Actually, you don't need to do so in your book because it's projected right up here. Live Torah Cam. As you may well know, the Torah portion we read this morning, the story of the binding of Isaac, sits as one of the most well-known stories, well-known Genesis stories in particular, in our tradition, where God says to Abraham, "Sacrifice your son to me." And only after Abraham showing his complete and total willingness for the task is he stopped by God, an angel and a messenger of God, to say, "I know you are here. You've shown your faith. Don't touch that boy." Literally, the Torah, the angel says, "Don't lay a hand on the boy. Instead, make a different offering to me." The story is one that brings us questions of faith, what is demanded of us, how we might show our unconditional love, and what it means to be a Jew in the world today. So we turn to our Torah blessings and then reading. Our blessings today are brought to us by members of our Youth and Family Community Committee. These are volunteers from our congregation who dedicate themselves to the lives of children and their families in our congregation, bringing to us truly the life of our congregation in so many ways. It's my pleasure to invite them forward.
ויקח אברהם את עצי העולה, וישם על יצחק בנו, ויקח בידו את האש ואת המאכלת, והלכו שניהם יחדיו. ויאמר יצחק אל אברהם אבי, ויאמר אבי, ויאמר הנני בני, ויאמר הנה האש והעצים ואיה הסה לעולם. ויאמר אברהם אלוהים יברא לו הסה לעולה בני, וילכו שניהם יחדיו. ויבואו אל המקום אשר אמר לו האלוהים, ויבן שם אברהם את המזבח, ויערוך את העצים, ויקוד את יצחק בנו, וישם אותו על המזבח ממעל לעצים.
וישלח אברהם את ידו, ויקע את המאכלת לשהות את בנו. ויקרא אליו מלאך אדוני מן השמיים, ויאמר אברהם, אברהם, ויאמר הנני, ויאמר אל תשלח ידך אל הנאה, ואל תעצנו מאומה, כי אתה ידעתי, כי ראה אלוהים אתה, ולא הסרת את בנך, את יחידך ממני. וישא אברהם את עיניו, וירא, והנה איל אחר נאחז בסבך בקרניו. וילך אברהם, ויקח את האיל, ויעלהו לעולם תחת בנו.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach, Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Yasher Koach to our YFCC. Thank you all so much for everything you do and for honoring us with the Torah blessings this day. And let's see, to Tessa and to Eli, where are you guys? Wave at everybody. Yeah. So this is year 3 of your High Holy Day chanting of the Akedah. No small feat. And you are not people who have a lot of time on your hands. You're two incredibly busy high school students with very rich and full lives, and you each take incredible time out of your lives to give selflessly and beautifully to our community. You've brought us the most sacred words of our tradition this day, as you have now for, we can say, years. We are grateful to you for being here. Thank you all so much. Yasher Koach. Before we move forward into lifting our Torah and dressing it, we turn to our most heartfelt prayers and longing for healing, for wholeness, for comfort, for consolation. And we call into our hearts and into our minds those in our own lives in need of healing, and those outside of our own circles whose names we've heard or perhaps we haven't heard, but those in need of it in whatever form it might come. If you're holding a name or names of those in need of healing, healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit in your heart this Rosh Hashanah, I'll invite you to say those names aloud at this time. We'll blend them all together as one community. For those we name aloud, for those we hold in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God. You bring healing, we pray. You bring wholeness to us all. we invite you to rise.
וזאת התורה אשר משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה. יא לי לי לי
We turn now to page 37 as it is time for the sounding of the shofar, our call of welcome into the new year, a call to stir our souls to return to the best of who we can be. Page 37 for the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshenu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. תקיעה שברים תרוע תקיעה שברים תקיעה
Let's continue responsively at the bottom of page 37, moving forward. God of all ages, we remember Abraham and Isaac walking together toward their mountain and Jacob dreaming of a ladder to link heaven and earth. We remember Moses turning aside to look at the bush burning with a divine flame. We remember the prophets whose vision will not grow dim. We remember the sages for whom goodness was daily bread. And we affirm the heritage that gives our life its worth. Our God and God of all generations, remember us with favor and grant us your compassionate deliverance. Remember your love for us, the covenant you made with Abraham on Mount Moriah. Remember his boundless love for you, his willingness to offer you all that was his. Show us your compassion then, and in your goodness look with favor upon your people and your loved ones. For you are the one who remembers all that has been forgotten. There is no forgetfulness in your presence. Baruch atah Adonai zocher habrit. Blessed is the Lord who remembers the covenant.
Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shavarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah.
We continue on the top of 39 responsively. Now we call to mind the great moment when Israel stood at Sinai and heard the voice of the shofar. There our people entered into your covenant to be your witness to the world. From that day to this, we have encountered you again and again on the path of our life. And you are present, O God, not on peaks of vision alone. At any moment, we may turn and find you. And that shofar sound heralds yet another day, whose promise is our hope. Then shall begin the time of peace of which we dream. That dream is not forgotten. The vision does not fail. It is the meaning of our lives. Come what may, we shall hold fast to it. And even when the hope seems lost, we shall say, the kingdom of heaven could begin today if we would but hearken to God's voice. The great trumpet will sound and summon us to serve under your banner of truth, of purity, and of peace. On that day, the great shofar shall be sounded. Baruch atah Adonai, shomea kol teruat amo Yisrael, berachamim. Blessed are you, the merciful God, who hearkens to the sound of the shofar.
Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shavarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Teruah, Tekiah, Gedolah.
Yasher Koach. Isn't our tradition incredible? If you wanted to ever understand the inside language of Judaism, it is this ritual. It is the strange, ancient thing we do, sounding a ram's horn that somehow speaks to each of us, not just in our ears, but in our hearts. To be in a Jewish community is to hold out your breath with that final Tekiah Gedolah, and to hear the whispers and the whispering laughter, stunned at the sound of the Baal Tekiah, bringing us the final call of the shofar calls. The next time we will hear the shofar, it will be at the closing of Yom Kippur. We pray that our teshuvah, our tefillah, our tzedakah will bring us all into a new year with sweetness and with goodness. We remain standing as we move to return our Torah to the ark. Page 40, behold, a good doctrine has been given you, my Torah. Do not forsake it.
It's
continue with Aleinu on page 41.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלא המלכים הקדוש ברוך. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Page 42. There are stars whose light reaches the earth when they themselves are no more. There are people whose brilliant memory illumines our lives when they themselves are no longer among us. These lights, shining in the darkness of night, they show us the path. We remember all of our own loved ones, whose lives and legacies we carry in our heart and live by. Weaving all of those memories together as one family of families, we say these ancient words of gratitude. Let's join together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divarach Hirutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitale V'yithalal Shemei Dekudsha Brichu Le'ela U'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'asei Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may all of our loved ones' memories abide only as blessing. And we say together, Amen. Amen. Please be seated just for a few words of gratitude and announcements. We are so grateful for so many who make the High Holy Days possible for us in our community and make this service what it is. Our gratitude to those who had honors in this service for all they give to North Shore Congregation Israel and the larger community, to the Meltzer family, Lindsay, Matthew, Lucas, Ari, and Molly, to Jory Siegesman and Tom Woods, Craig Asher and Levi Raven, to the members of our YFCC and our Torah readers, Tessa Covey and Eli Levin, to our quartet, they are incredible. To Sela, you are incredible. We are so grateful for all the beauty, truly the beauty that you bring to make our services the majestic experience that they are. To Sam Solinger, our Baal Tekiah, that was a heck of a Tekiah Gedola, Sam. And I am stirred, and I know the congregation is as well. You will carry us through the rest of our days of awe. Yasher Koach to you. To our ushers and to our greeters, thank you so much for giving of yourselves to make this experience so seamless and warm and welcoming for everyone who takes part in them. Our security, maintenance, and admin and program staff, thank you. You are the first to arrive, the last to leave. We could not do this without you. And I think in addition to our stream team who is here, they are professionals, but I saw Henry Feely, who is a congregant who gives incredibly of his time on his own when he has a busy life in high school to help us make sure our technology works appropriately. And Henry, we are grateful to you. We invite you over these next 10 days to engage not just in prayer, not just in teshuvah, but also in tzedakah. Please do participate in our annual tzedakah opportunities here for the High Holy Days. You can purchase kosher, non-perishable food or toiletries to donate to the Ark. You can donate gently used or even better, new children's toys, clothing, and supplies. Both of those sets of items can be donated in the collection bins on the north parking lot anytime between now and the end of Sukkot. On your way out today, please bring your machzorim, these ones, not the book, the magazine type thing, the soft covered machzor, with you and hand it to an usher to help us turn our sanctuary over for the next service. Most importantly, we wish you a meaningful, moving, comforting, peaceful, stirring Yamim Noraim season. We look forward to celebrating with you regularly over the next week and a half. Let's move to our closing song, Osei Shalom, the last 3 lines on page 42, our most fervent prayer for peace. Let's rise one more time together.